Hello, you lovely people. I am Aditi, and this is the summer that we are dedicating time to our hobbies. So, last weekend, I sat down to watch a little bit of Netflix after a really long day of work, and I realized I don't have hobbies anymore. In fact, I have not had them for a while. And that is so sad because before I started working, I had so many hobbies. But ever since I started prioritizing work, I got busy and I did not know how to make time for them. But this is the year that changes. I have made it my mission to set aside time for my passions, for the things that I love doing, and I want you guys to join me in doing that. Because the right set of hobbies can really help you feel more fulfilled, feel less bored, cope better with burnout, manage your emotions, find the right tribe of people, and overall have a better work-life balance. And that is so important because all work and no play makes Jill a really dull girly. Some of my favorite hobbies are reading, art, cooking/baking, language learning, and working out. But before we get into it, I want to tell you guys that all of our YouTube videos are now going to be available as podcast episodes on Spotify so that you can go ahead and listen to them there. And I also send out weekly newsletters where we dive deeper into some of the topics that we discuss here on YouTube. The link for both of these things is going to be in the description. And now, without further ado, let's get back to those hobbies. Starting with my first love in life and my most favorite hobby of them all. I have been sketching and painting for as long as I can remember. My earliest memory of doing this is in class 3 at my grandma's house. And also, I love sketching the female form. I think women are beautiful, and I think I've always been kind of connected to the divine feminine aspect of ourselves. And that is why I love portraying women as these beautiful, majestic creatures in my artwork. Now, when I started working, I kind of lost track of all of this. In college, I was really deep into this. I was doing so many different paintings and styles of paintings. But then when I started working, I kind of lost track. I did pick it back up during the pandemic because there was a lot of time, a lot of free time, and very little work. And I also did this 21-day art challenge on Instagram. I actually have an Instagram art account that I don't post on anymore. And I ended up making a couple of very different paintings that I have now mostly given away to friends. Some people actually ended up buying a few of those paintings as well because we were doing it to support COVID relief back then. And that was really awesome. But that was like 4 years ago at this point, and since then my art supplies have dried out. I literally just threw out a box of acrylic paints because they were completely useless now. But this is my prized possession, my set of brushes for watercolor painting and for acrylic painting, and these were handed down to me by my mom, who is also an artist, by the way. She doesn't do it professionally anymore, but check out some of her artwork. I mean, oh my god. So clearly, I want to get back to doing more artsy stuff. And this does not just include painting, but I also want to do more stuff around my house. I want to make artwork for my house. I want to make something for the wall back there. I actually want to create a gallery wall. This is my Pinterest inspiration. Really want to do this. So I'm thinking of buying canvases and paints again and getting to it. I also want to paint the walls in my study or my studio, and I've gotten like a bucket of paint, I have the roller, I have all of the necessary equipment, and I'm gonna go ahead and take on this project and make the room feel more vibey and artsy and, just really a cozy place to sit in and work out of. A few other things that I really want to try, and I'm going to make an attempt to do it this summer itself, is go for a pottery class. I have tried pottery before, and again, this was right at the beginning of college, but this class was really far, and I just went for like 2-3, and then I didn't have the bandwidth or the energy to go this far. But now I have found classes near my house, and so I'm gonna book a session and go create some pottery. And I'm also thinking of doing a sip and paint session, which is where you basically sit with art materials and you paint on tiny canvases while sipping on your favorite beverages. Knowing me, I'm probably going to do this with coffee. But you guys let me know if you guys are interested. I can definitely host a paint and sip in Delhi, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Now, coming to a hobby that was a part of my daily routine for over 10 years straight. I remember back in school, I spent all of my free time reading. Summer vacations and winter vacations were about finding the right set of books and then just spend my entire time reading them. I finished so many book series during my summer vacations, I kid you not. Harry Potter, Chronicles of Narnia, the entire Twilight series. And I know this sounds like, oh, such kiddish books, but imagine I was a 14, 15-year-old kid falling in love with the world of fiction reading. And I have kept up with this habit on and off for as long as I can remember. But given the work right now and given all of the things that I'm involved in, it does take kind of a backseat from time to time when there are days where I don't read at all. But this year, I have given myself a target of finishing 24 books. And I have a huge thanks to give to Colleen Hoover, because of whom I actually got back into this routine of reading at night. And as problematic as some of her books might be, I think they make for very fun reading. And it's very, like, the girl in me and the rom-com lover in me gets satisfied reading Colleen Hoover books. So that is what I have been binge reading these past couple of months. But now I'm also getting back to better books and more interesting books. And I want to go back to reading a few Indian authors. So if you have suggestions, leave them below. I love Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. I think her books are beautiful reads. And there are a couple that I haven't read, so I'm going to go back to reading those, although they are slightly like more of a heavy read than Colleen Hoover books, obviously. And I'm also really excited for this movie, It Ends With Us, to come out. Love Blake Lively as well. But we digress. So my approach now for reading is basically to look at book covers and see which one I find interesting and then pick that up. And if it, piques my interest, I continue reading. Otherwise, I move on to the next one. And this is how I used to do things in high school, and I found such amazing books, I can't tell you. And also I love reading on my Kindle as opposed to physical books, because most of the times when I decide to read something, it's a spur of the moment thing, and if I just rely on physical books, I will have to wait for it to be delivered, or I'll have to wait to go to a bookshop and buy one. On Kindle, it's instant delivery, so that's just more convenient. But there are times where I will go ahead, pick up a physical book and read that through and through. That's my bookshelf. Coming to my third hobby, which is back in college. Again, I think all of my hobbies ended back in college. But back in college, I got really obsessed with learning Spanish. I think I just really wanted to visit Spain, and I had all of this idea in my head about how Spain was going to be. And so I started self-learning, and I did end up learning quite a bit. But then again, like all the other hobbies, it kind of fizzled out because I didn't keep up with it. And there was also a lot of academic learning involved in it. But now, of course, I really want to get back to it, and I actually want to join a class instead of just, trying to do everything by myself, because I think in a class it's more structured. It gives you a sense of community as well, because there are other people who want to learn it as well. And I want to do Spanish and French first, and then maybe I'll think about a more difficult language like Korean or Mandarin or something like that, right? For now, I want to set realistic goals in this department. Speaking of realistic, I know that time is a factor for a lot of people, including for me, especially if you are working, if you have a full-time job, or even if you're running a business. Time can be a really huge factor, which is why I suggest that you start with 1 or 2 hobbies depending on how much time you can dedicate to it. But make sure that you keep a set amount of time separate every week to dedicate to whatever hobby you have at the moment. And I'm also a very moody person, which means that there is going to be a period where I'm going to get obsessed with art, and then for the next couple of months, art is the only hobby that's going to be on my mind. I'm going to try out everything. So you can expect this gallery wall to get filled as soon as that art hobby bug kicks in for me. But yeah, and then I'll get sort of like burnt out or bored with that for the moment. And that's when I decide to like switch up hobbies and move on to another thing. So it's okay if you can't dedicate time to all your hobbies all of the time. They're meant to make you feel fulfilled. They're meant to make you feel good. They're not meant to make you feel pressured into doing something when you absolutely don't have the time. This brings me to hobby number 4, which is when I tell you that I make the best chocolate cakes, I am not kidding. And my cooking and baking obsession actually started back in 2013, 2014. I don't remember the exact year when MasterChef Australia launched in India. I have watched every single episode of that show for at least 4 years. And I have experimented with so many dishes that they showed on the show. I also used to follow Nigella Lawson. Oh my God, I love the food that woman makes. And I think a lot of my baking learning credit goes to Nigella Lawson. So yeah, I've also followed a lot of YouTube like food creators and learned so many things. And then I decided to move out of my parents' house and I never really invested in an oven, which is why baking kind of got left behind. But now this year I have made it a priority to invest in an oven and start baking again, because how beautiful is it to come back home to the aroma of freshly baked cakes and freshly baked cookies and even freshly baked bread. And finally, hobby number 5, which is I just made a fitness video, so you guys know that I enjoy working out. But the funny thing is that I was never a sporty person growing up. In fact, I used to run in the opposite direction from school PE classes or when people were playing games in the gully, and I was always the person who was, in my house doing my arts and crafts. But I have come to enjoy working out a lot. I personally love working out at the gym. I love walking and I love yoga and Pilates. Like all favorite forms of exercise, and it's become a very consistent part of my lifestyle now. I think this is one thing that I'm the most consistent with, and it also helps that this is a hobby that helps me stay fit, that helps me actually take care of my physical and my mental health. You know how they say that you should have like 4 hobbies, one to keep you creative, one to make you money. Although I don't understand the money thing, because the thing that's supposed to make you money is your career, which might not necessarily be your hobby. But again, we digress. And there's one hobby that's supposed to keep you fit. So I guess my working out is the fitness hobby for me, and my creativity comes through in my art and my cooking and my baking. So yes, if there is only one hobby that you decide to develop or focus on moving forward, I would suggest starting with something that allows you to focus on your fitness, because it will elevate multiple different aspects of your life, and that's always a beautiful thing. Now, coming to a few other things that I want to try out. One thing is social fitness classes like yoga or Pilates or dance classes, where I get to meet and interact with other people who are kind of doing the same thing, have like a bit of a social interaction while you are getting fit as well. I've never done this before, but I'm really curious to try out and see if I meet like-minded people, if I meet people who I'm on the same bandwidth with. I'm trying to get into more of a social era where I interact more with people. So I think this is right up there. So the next time I try like a fitness thing, I think it's going to be like a group fitness class. And the other thing is playing video games. I think they are really immersive. They're really creative. I am just concerned with me getting sucked into it and then just spending all my time playing video games, because I have that tendency. For example, if I start watching a show, I have to finish it before I can do anything else, which is why I refrain from watching shows till I know that I have like a set period of time where I can dedicate myself to watching it. So that's my point of contention with video games, but I really want to get into it. I really like story games. I also like fighting games a lot, where you get to beat out your frustration by beating an animated character on screen. So that was it for my hobbies. I hope that this video inspires you to venture out and explore the things that bring you joy. Explore what your passions are, because passion doesn't necessarily have to be something that's related to your career. Passion can be anything that brings you joy, that brings you fulfillment, that keeps you happy and content. And I think hobbies are a great way to do that. And I want you guys to comment down below and let me know, what is the hobby that you feel like bringing back or feel like sticking to in 2024? And let me know about the paint and sip sessions. If you guys are interested, we can definitely organize something and it would be a lot of fun. For now, check out this video and I'm gonna see you guys very soon next week with another one. Bye.